Can I share with you a $50,000 grant that can give you the money you need to scale your business?
So if you're new to grants, let me break it down for you. Grants are debt-free funding, which means that you don't have to pay the money back. And so if you think about a grant versus other types of funding like business credit and loans, grants is 10 times better. And so if you're wondering, where can I get a grant from, Coach Darcy? I'm glad you asked. You can find grants at different levels. First, you can find grants from the government at the federal, state, and local level. Then you can find grants from corporations like Amazon and Walmart, or smaller organizations like Darcy's business. And so no matter what kind of business you have, whether it's a nonprofit, for-profit, whether it just got started or it's a more seasoned business, there is a grant out there and available to you. And if you need some help finding the right grant, I recommend you joining the Grant House. It's one of the best communities that helps you find grants. So if you're ready to actually win a grant that can change your life, say I'm ready in the comments below. And so if you are ready, there's a few steps that will set you up for success, because I don't want you to just win this $50,000 grant. I want you to walk away with a $100,000 grant, even a $1 million grant. If you want to know what that $1 million grant is, you're going to have to be in the Grant House for that. But there is so much opportunity out there, and this $50,000 grant could truly change your life. But in order to win the grant, let's talk about some steps you want to do. First, you want to have a winning mindset. I know what rejection feels like. I've been rejected from multiple grants before, but it only takes one win. But you have to have the belief that a win is possible for you. I believe in you. It's now time for you to believe in you. And so once you have your mindset right, it's now time to take some action. And that looks like getting your business legit. And so I recommend you set up an LLC, which stands for a limited liability company. It's by far one of the easiest entities to set up in the US. And if you need some help setting this up, you can use a business formation company that will walk you through the whole entire process. If you need branding in addition to formation, Taylor Brands is a great option, as they'll take care of that whole entire setup for you. And so once you have your business and your branding together, it's now time to open up a dedicated business checking account. So no more will you mix your personal and business expenses. That behavior is for businesses that don't want to win grants, but I know you do, so you're going to have a dedicated business account. One of the best banking platforms is Bluevine, and if you sign up with them using my link before March 31st, you can get a $500 sign-up bonus. And so at this point, you got your mindset right, your business together with an LLC and a checking account. Now you're ready to learn about this $50,000 grant.
And so the amazing grant that I want to share with you today is the Pilot Small Business Growth Fund. And so this program is giving out a total of 18 grants, ranging from $10,000 to $50,000. And what's even better is that this money will be awarded as unrestricted funding, which is really, really good. If you don't know what that is yet, I'll explain in a bit, but unrestricted money is what you want. And so the deadline to apply for this grant is March 31st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so you need to know that this program is specifically designed for small businesses that are ready to take the next step and actually grow their business. And so this could be improving operations, expanding into new markets, hiring new team members, or launching new products, but the focus is on growth. And so in addition to the grant deadline, you should also know a few more dates, starting with the review period. And so the grant judges will review all applications from April 1st through April 24th. Then they will notify the winners April 28th. And so you want to make sure you're checking your email so that you don't miss out on this grant. And then finally, they'll announce the winners on May 5th. When it comes to who can apply, 1, you must be a founder or executive of the company. Secondly, you must be a U.S. resident. If you are an international business owner, I do recommend you forming a business in the U.S., as it will open up funding opportunities to you. But for this specific grant, it's open to U.S. residents only. And then the third requirement is that you have to be over 18. And so this grant application has a limited eligibility requirements, which means that you watching this right now likely can apply to this grant. And I would recommend that you do. And then for the last requirement you should know is that your business must have made between $5,000 to $5 million in revenue during 2025. And so if your business wasn't active and didn't make money last year, it looks like you will then be ineligible for this grant. But no worries, there are other opportunities out there for you, and you can check out my grant playlist to find out other grant opportunities. When it comes to how you're actually going to apply to this grant, you will first need to create an account on Hello Alice. If you haven't heard of this platform before, it's one of the best places to find grant opportunities. And so after you create a free account, you're then going to proceed to fill out the application in its entirety. What I would recommend you do is copy the questions and then transfer them over to a Word document where you can write rough drafts, make mistakes, and then correct them before submitting your final responses. And so once your application looks good, you're going to make sure to submit it before the March 31st deadline. Once you submit the application, you should know that that's likely not the end. And so they may request for you to submit a short business video. This is where you're going to highlight your business story, your mission, and how the grant would positively impact your business and your community. Then you're going to also provide any additional documentation that supports your eligibility for this grant, like your financial records or business registration. And then lastly, you might have a brief phone interview. And although this might be a few more steps than a typical application, it's well worth it since it's $50,000. And so when it comes to how they will review your application, 40% will be based off a demonstrated need and impact. And so you want to clearly explain how the grant will create meaningful, measurable change in your business. And then the next 30% will be based off your ability to show a clear plan for growth. And then the last 30% is based off your experience and commitment to your business. And so just to recap, 18 business owners will be awarded a grant. One business owner will receive $50,000, 2 business owners will receive $25,000, and 15 business owners will receive $10,000. It's important to note that they will only accept one application per business, even if you have multiple businesses. You also need to complete the entire application and provide truthful and accurate responses. And so if you meet the eligibility criteria, you're grant ready, and you fill out the application in its entirety, you do have a really good chance of winning, even more so because this grant is giving out more than one grant. In fact, it's giving out a grant to 18 business owners. And so this is a really, really great opportunity. And so just to double check, you want to make sure to follow these 4 steps. First, you're going to confirm your eligibility. Second, you're going to gather your documents. Third, you're going to prepare your growth story. And then lastly, you're going to submit the grant by the deadline. If you need any support or assistance in any of the steps throughout this process, I do recommend you join the Grant House, as that's my private community where I can provide more support to you. And so now you know what you need to know to go out and apply for this $50,000 grant.
I cannot wait to see you next time, and make sure to check out the video right here on how to get a virtual office.